Naval, I'm going to directly jump to you. And one of the very important questions that we have around the centrality of this theme is really that this whole conversation about moving from experimentation to scale or moving from pilot to production, which is most organizations don't, if you think about it, struggle with AI. They struggle to scale it. In your experience, therefore, and given your very wide experience, what fundamentally do you think breaks down when moving from pilot to production? And why do so many initiatives precisely stall at that exact point?
Sure. So, when we take on the AI journeys, trying to solve a particular business case, business use case, uh, the basic premise is basically it has to be the requirements and uh, how do that particular initiative going to help achieve the ROI. So, of course, ROI capture is the most important thing, and then we will have to basically map the requirements. And when we start preparing for it, like basically, we will have to take into consideration multiple aspects. So first and foremost important is, of course, data.
Of course.
Uh, Second that will come in picture is, of course, governance and risk. Third most important is this organization. Basically, how do we propagate this idea? How do we make people use of start using the AI in the best way? So these are primarily the three important basically aspects one should be focusing on when we start the journey. Of course, it starts with the requirements. We will have to ensure basically, and there we fail majority of the time is having the clean data. Basically, what happens? The data is scattered across multiple systems, multiple core
Indeed.
systems, right? It is basically fragmented. So when it comes to basically putting the journey together, it has to interface, integrate with multiple systems. The data has to be clean. There has to be proper validations at the entry level itself. And these validations are built over the period of time. So
Over a period of time.
there is a possibility the data may not be correct or clean in the storage or data base layer. So that is definitely one of the most important point. Then, of course, when we do scaling, the capacity is most important because when we do run pilots, it is on a standalone kind of a smaller setups. It may not have been sized for the scale and the performance which is expected. So most importantly, what kind of transactions expected, what kind of number of users transactions it is sized for, and whether it is properly tuned, whether my infrastructure which is been provisioned, are they fully capacitized. So these are the most important actually factors. And last one, but not the least, is of course organization. That comes like basically the people for which, or the team on the ground for which we are deploying this journey, so that we can improve the efficiency, we can reduce the tax. They have to be fully trained, they have to be fully made aware. uh, we will have to make, of course, journeys more idiot proof so that they will not make data entry mistakes or otherwise, or workflow mistakes. So these are the most important factors. And the very last is clear business ownership. So business has to be fully aligned. They have to be fully convinced why we are doing this. So that is the reason when I first started the ROI piece. The ROI, what are we going to get out of it? What are we going to achieve? There has to be a clear business buying, and business has to be completely aligned.